We have a $15 donation from Air Angel that said, wanted to give a shout out to HJA and the Mega Man speedrun community. Thank you all for your constant support and hype. Good luck, have fun to both the runners in the Mega Man 9 race. Donation goes towards host choice, and a big thank you to all the volunteers behind the scene. And with that, looks like we are ready for the Mega Man 9 any percent race.
Alright, this is your boy LVCreed here, hoping to see a fantastic race between two extremely top tier runners. And besides both of us, well, all of us, Ahmad, would you like to introduce yourself next?
Hello, I'm Ahmad, also a Mega Man 9 runner, and very excited for this race. Rufio, would you introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Rufio. What's up, everybody? Yeah, this race is gonna be sweet.
Alright, I guess with that, we're about to get things a little cracking. So, if both our runners are ready, we're going to give ourselves a little bit of a countdown and we should get things going. Alright, looks like both our guys are ready. Starting down for 5 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so this is Mega Man 9. It's been quite, at least for the game, it was quite some time between at least Rockman and Forte, which was the last released Mega Man game at that time, classic Mega Man release, until right now we see Mega Man going back to his 8-bit roots. No charge, no slide, just some classic goings-ons here. So we're starting here with Concrete Man, which is probably going to be one of the more straightforward stages. This stage is pretty much going to be a stage where you really need no weapons, no items. It's just pretty much a lot of straight-up execution with your trusty sidearm and your own basic wits. So right now we're coming up to our elephants here, and our elephants are just going to be, yeah, they're going to be mashing them very quickly. So once again, it's just pretty much a straightforward stage all in all. Guys, what y'all opinion about this stage as our boys move towards the end of the stage?
There's actually not a whole lot of going on in Concrete in general. Usually in every Mega Man stage there is a specific gimmick, and I believe the elephants were the gimmick of this stage. There are some platforms at the very end of it, but I don't know if you can call that a gimmick, but yeah, it's a very fast stage, and I believe the most important time save in the whole stage has to be the actual concrete fight. And Rufio, how about that fight?
Yeah, it's a lot of a nice movement here. You can there's a couple things that makes it faster, like how it works, like the pattern, but it's mostly just timing your shots right and dodging the shots the concrete is doing that you don't get freezed.
So we got both our guys in a concrete fight right about now. So the thing about the concrete fight is you don't want to see what HJA is seeing. You do not want a lot of jumps. You want Concrete Man to stay as close to the ground as possible. So, and when he does a concrete shot, they're going to want it to be up close. He normally shoots a spread of 3 concrete shots, but if you get really close, all those concrete shots would be pretty much clustered up into 1 concrete shot, so you don't have to worry about excessive dodging. So we got a good fight on both our ends. Both Slurpeeninja and HJA doing a very, very good job with our first Robot Master.
That was really well done indeed. Slurpee is in a slight lead here, going into Magma Man, and unfortunately this is one of the, if not the most difficult stage in the entire game. We're going to use some buster at the very early stages of this level, but then we're going to swap to concrete, and we're going to keep this weapon throughout the entire stage pretty much, and utilize concrete as a platform. And also we're going to transform these enemies into blocks, as you can see. And also we're going to freeze these huge flame pillars, which are actually really hard to do fast. And it seems like Slurpee actually took a death.
No. Yeah, this is gonna happen in this stage. It's a very dangerous one. even a small mistake and those, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much any death in Magma Man stage is going to be very, very costly. You pretty much have to not only worry about your concrete usage for the rest of the stage as HJA just annihilates the Janky Dragon with those concrete shots. You're wasting time, got to go back to the beginning of the stage because you go all the way back. You didn't reach a checkpoint. So lots of concrete recovery since you don't have concrete. The time loss. So right now, Slurpee is a bit of an issue while HJA is still pretty much trucking along at a pretty decent clip.
Next in line, you're going to see a little zip here coming from HJA. There's actually only one pixel between Mega Man and the flame pillar, and then he's going to freeze the pillar with the concrete weapon and go inside it actually, and then jump. And you can do these little zips with the concrete by doing so. Also, unfortunately, because of those two deaths Slurpee just took, he's quite a lot behind. But also, he doesn't have any concrete to spare, so I think he's going to just buster it out from this point forward.
Well, speaking of bustering things out, as you can see, the Magma Man 5-4 on HJA's screen. You pretty much will not be having the weakness weapon, which is the Tornado Blow. It's actually faster to do this fight in this particular routing with the Buster as opposed to going to Tornado Man and committing with a Tornado Blow, which actually you won't have enough to actually kill him with full energy to begin with. So this is actually more beneficial because later on you're going to be having much more items to make Tornado Man's stage faster anyway.
So next in line, HJA is going to Hornet Man. This is a slight route change coming up next. I believe Slurpee is going to Galaxy. Jack actually told me that the reason why he goes for Hornet third is the fact that he can actually use the Hornet Chaser, the weapon of this boss, as a backup in Galaxy in case he gets captured by one of those copters, and those copters will actually try to push you towards the spikes, and you will see that later if that's going to be the case. But yeah, he's mostly doing this just for in case that happens.
And here we come to the RNG part of the Hornet Man stage, the Hanaburan flower.
Yeah, the flower can actually spawn in 8 different locations there, and we also, every time we want to see the flower somewhere, we can actually access it easily instead of being hidden by a platform or something. So that wasn't exactly the most favorable position for the flower, but seems like Jack handled it pretty well.
Yep.
Give it tabs on Slurpee for a little bit. He got through with Magma Man, so he should be going through to his next Robot Master stage, which should be Galaxy Man if his routing is correct. So for Galaxy Man stage, you're going to be noticing that it's going to be heavy on the rush usage. You're going to be seeing Slurpee use Rush Jet for almost the entire stage with maybe some concrete usage towards the end. So with Galaxy Man stage, a lot of the rush usage is going to be to shortcut some of the jumping that's going to be needed to move on and traverse the stage. So as Slurpee continues on, you're gonna see him use Rush Jet to get through the teleporters quickly. He's gonna jump up and get to one of the helicopter enemies quickly, so he can just move as quickly as possible. Keeping track with HJA as he used the Magma Bazooka, which stacks up the damage if he hit all 3 shots at once, and he's able to take out Hornet Man very, very quickly.
Yeah, that was a really fast fight. Also, like you mentioned, those copter enemies, even though they're trying to push us down to the spikes, they also help us with the speed, so it's obviously advisable to use them as our advantage, since, you know, speed is good, and we like speed in Mega Man games, especially when we can't slice, so we will take whatever we can. Even though right now it seems like both players are actually on the same stage, I believe there's at least one stage difference since Slurpee took those unfortunate deaths.
Yeah, you can also see that they always want to jump out of the ladders. It's a little bit faster to jump out of the ladder because of a small tiptoe animation Mega Man does. So they want to skip that tiptoe animation and go to full running speed immediately by jumping out of the ladders.
that was close. Slurpee actually, the last copter is the most dangerous one because yeah, if you actually miss the copter there, or if you fail the jump over those UFOs, then you might get hit, and the next thing you know, you're actually getting pushed up to the spikes and you're dead. So you gotta be careful with that. So Greed, tell me about Galaxy Man.
Well, I'm going to have to say for the viewers out there, due to some technical difficulties on some of our ends, we're going to be behind at least on one of our streamers. But speaking for Slurpee, we want to get 2 swoops for Galaxy Man. So unfortunately, we didn't get those 2 swoops. That's the best possible RNG that you can get for Galaxy Man. So whenever you get 2 swoops, you're feeling really good. But if you see Galaxy Man going up to the top, firing his black hole bomb, you're gonna feel really, really bad because that's a lot of time wasted. So for Galaxy Man to do his animations while he's up top, firing the black hole bomb, disappearing for a few seconds, reappearing, yeah, it's just a lot of time waste compared to 2 swoops, which hopefully we're gonna see on HJA's end. And we don't.
No swoops, unfortunate. Yeah, that's going to be a big time loss for both of them. And in case anyone was wondering why the runners always jump at the very beginning of the stage, like every time they spawn, that was actually one of the time saves Rufio was talking about the tiptoeing animation. So unlike in any other Mega Man game, you can actually buffer your inputs here, going out from a menu or teleporting into a stage. So they're actually holding down their jump button when they're entering a stage.
Slurpee got a really nice luck in Hanabiran fight. The low left position is the fastest one.
One would think the two top ones would be one of the faster ones, but it's still, as long as you're at a good quick position where you can kill, and especially on the left side where you can exit the area quicker, that's still a good kill. But now keeping up on HJA's end, right now we're dealing with Jewel Man stage, which is probably one of the more complicated stages. One of the stages I would probably akin somewhat to a ROM hack with some of the enemy positionings and some of the devious spike placements that is littered throughout the stage. Right now you see HJA using the Hornet Chaser to keep these spotter robots at bay, but coming up in a few seconds after we deal with these pendulum areas, we're going to be dealing with one of our more interesting mid-bosses. Rufio, how about you tell us about our glorious cheese ball?
Okay, in here you want to have the spawn of the cheese ball on the right side of the... so you can kill him with a bazooka and immediately get out of the room. But Jack got a little bit bad luck there and it spawned on the left side. But you use the Hornet to first figure out where he is and then you change the bazooka and finish it out.
Keep in mind, in this stage, Jack is using the Magma Bazooka to take out the cheese ball, and he's going to use this all the way to the end until he changes to the black hole bomb. When you're checking out Slurpee's stream, when he actually gets up to the point, he's actually going to kill the cheese ball with concrete shots. And the only reason I believe why he's doing this is the fact that he can actually use those zips, just very, very slight zips throughout the rest of the stage, so he can save some time.
Yeah, exactly. When the concrete shot lands on you, when it's top of you, you zip a little bit to the right. It's like maybe 1-2 frames you save, but it's still a save if you do it a lot of times.
Keeping up with HJA's fantastic fight on Jewel Man. The thing about Jewel Man is he's pretty much coded to your actions, specifically your jump. So whenever you jump, he'll jump as well. So what HJA did, he pretty much planted the black hole bomb in such a way that he'll be able to do repeated hits on Jewel Man as he jumps. So just a couple of quick black hole bomb uses and Jewel Man is just taken out very quickly.
Alright, next in line we have Plugman, and this is a bit different stage from others. The moment you hit this stage, the global cycle will start with the Yoko blocks, which means you gotta be really fast with your movement, and if you get hit or anything that stops your movement, you will get knocked out from the cycle. So as long as you don't do that and your movement is good, then you can reach the cycle as Jack is doing right now, and he will use Jet to actually get past this first and fourth screen of this stage, hopefully without any issues.
Yeah, this particular movement is what we like to call the perfect plug because it pretty much depends on your movement as well as your timing of the Yoku block cycles. So you can just pretty much go through this stage basically without stopping.
This would be a good time for donation, by the way.
Perfect. We have a $5,000 donation from Neat Corp.
Nice.
MSF is awesome, GDQ is awesome, Mega Man is awesome, and Half-Life Alex is awesome. We could not be happier to donate for this cause. Love from all of Team Neat Corp. Hoping to see a lot of VR speedruns in the future.
Yes,
and we
all of those things are awesome.
we also have a $15 donation from Fisher Gal that says, "Good luck, you guys."
Oh, no Big Mama jump on HJA's and the run is cursed. But seriously though, you can make that, you can jump over that big eye with one jump if timed correctly. But right now we're focusing on Plugman fight. So you got exact ammo with the dual satellite in order to completely go through and wipe off all of Plugman's health. And it seemed like HJA was able to do that very, very smoothly. So very good job on HJA's end. Meanwhile, Slurpee's actually doing a little bit of a route divergence. So tell us why this route divergence is pretty much a necessity.
Well, for these two guys, I don't think that there's a big reason except menuing, of course. But Splash Woman is interesting in the sense that the stage is pretty easy during the early stages of it, but in the middle there's like this bubble skip, just like in Mega Man 5, except we don't use super arrows here, we use Rush Jet. So a big vertical climb using the jet, skipping a lot of these bubbles, and we're going to use Jet for the rest of the stage as well, and seems like Slurpee got everything as planned, so looking good for his side as well.
So yeah, you can't get to the stage before you got the rush jet. So there's a certain order where you get to the splash stage.
That is right.
Yes, you only get rushed it after you defeat 5 stages. That's why routing is pretty much key. It's pretty much routed around the rush jet. So for Plug, Splash, and eventually Tornado, you're gonna be saving the rush jet uses for those 3 stages. But the main key is you really want to do Plugman first before Tornado, just so that you can have the weakness for Tornado Man by the time you get to him.
Yeah, if you would actually play the game in the weakness order, you would go Splash Woman first to get the Laser Trident, which you would use against Concrete, but obviously we want to go fast, and that's not an option.
Yeah, the first speedruns of this game were Splash first routes, before they figured out how to use the Concrete well.
Right.
Slurpee taking care of Splash Woman very handily, and now he's about to deal with his rush into Plugman stage where he's got to deal with the same cycles. Meanwhile, you're about to see the Splash fight in a little bit from HJA, so at this point we're really retreading some familiar territory. Just to talk about the Splash Woman fight right quick, you kind of want to kill her as fast as you can with the Hornet Chaser, probably kill her, I'm assuming closer to the left side of the boss room?
Yes.
So yeah, that's... Oh, go ahead.
He's going to start the fight with throwing a couple of these Hornets left and right, and with a couple of very nicely timed shot, he can actually finish the fight pretty fast on the left side of the screen. So, like Slurpee, Jack actually got the perfect fight, so that's amazing.
Yeah, those Hornets wanna go where they want, so you have to like drop them really close to the boss, so they go to the boss like fastest way possible.
Yeah.
Alright, so our final stage for both of these runners will be Tornado Man. Of course, we're going to be seeing it from HJA's side first. So for the first half of Tornado Man stage, there are these rotating magnetic battery-looking kind of platforms. They will revolve Mega Man around vertically, but they're also very, very slow. So we're going to want to skip them as much as possible. You can see HJA using the rush coil to vertically skip that particular one, but we're going to be using the rush jet to bypass the rest of them. He's going to use some hopping, a little bit some precarious jumping, so he can move horizontally as much as possible, using the rush jet to just bypass the rest of the platforming, so you don't have to worry about any kind of platforming shenanigans with the rotating gimmick with these batteries, or just moving slowly around these batteries to begin with. So of course HJA does that very, very smoothly and just about as perfect as you can get it. However, we're still not quite done yet, but one of you guys like to tell us about what's coming up in the rest of the stage.
Yeah, we're going to see some weather effects. This snow doesn't affect any movement, what you see in Jack's screen right now, but in the next screen we're going to see the weather changing to this stormy rain, which actually pushes Jack back. So that's exactly the reason why we want to use Jet here, so we don't actually slow down our movement at all, and we can just pretty much skip this entire section. Especially those batteries without using Jet here would be really, really, really dangerous thing to do. But yeah, that was very smooth, and now some rather tight platforming towards the end before the fight, and seems like Jack is, yeah, he's safe.
Let's see if it's a tornado, bro.
Oh, sorry, but go ahead, Rufio.
Yeah, this tornado punch, it's pretty simple. We expected him to stay on the ground, and he's not staying on the ground, so this is not a tornado, bro. So every time he starts to jump like that, it's a time loss, because the block ball is not it's a one block from the view weapon, so you can't really shoot it in from a distance. So every time you jump, you lose time. But yeah,
All right.
Jack clears it really well.
Slurpee is approaching tornado fight, but I believe this is also a good time for a couple of donations.
Absolutely. We have a $25 donation from Kai Finn that says, "Hey Slurpee, much love from the Alberta PIU community and best of luck in the Mega Man 9 race. We'll be cheering you on from home. Hope to see you soon." We also have a $50 donation from Polytopes that reads, "Great event as usual. Good luck to HJA and Slurpee in the race." We also have a $50 donation from Stunt Rooster that reads, "Awesome to see two of my favorite runners race such a fantastic game. These guys make this very difficult game look easy."
Indeed they do. But as for the Wily stages, they're not quite as easy. So as you can see in the beginning, you would like to use your Buster to go through some of these birds and these pit hopping enemies. You can use Jewel Salad to make it easier, but that also wastes a menu. Of course, you want to use that little menu as possible, but it's another rush heavy stage. As you can see, these platforms, you would normally use the tornado blow to let them rise up so you can use them properly as intended, but of course we're going to say no to that. We're going to say no to none of those. So we're going to be using rush, and we're going to be continuing with rush up to a point. So HJA is going to be using rush coil, going to use the rush coil transition to concrete, and yeah, as I expected, just tear through that Chanky Maker with little to no issues. But once again, continuing with the rush theme, we're going to be using rush jet to try to bypass all these magma jets. You're supposed to be also using the concrete shot to freeze them and traverse upwards. Slight miscue on HJA's end. Wisely decides to reset the room so he can do these things without killing himself. So for the most part, just some more rush antics until we get to the boss stage, where we're gonna have one of the most annoying bosses in Mega Man history, and I'm pretty sure these two would agree to that.
Yeah, so Spike Pushers is, like Reed said, by far one of the worst designs when it comes to Mega Man bosses. So we're going to play this little mini game with the bosses, and going to push these spike balls. Right now, I believe Jack is going for the tornado strat, so he's going to push these balls against the boss enemies like 7 times, and then he's going to change the tornado and finish the fight by blowing all of these spike balls at the same time. And I believe Jack actually gained. Oh no, he lost a lot of time because of the screen transition failure just a moment ago. So they're actually in the same fight right now. So this is getting really close.
And also, I have to give my boy Slurpee props. He did the Buster Dragon Kill. It was freaking.
I was just about to note that.
It was freaking sweet. The match was perfect, and also now he has more concrete shots to the next stage, and he's gonna be faster than Jack is if he's gonna execute perfectly.
Yeah, there's Jack is going for the jet strats here, I assume. Yeah, this is slightly slower than using concrete because of the menuing. So if Slurpee gets the execution perfectly, he's going to gain more time.
And you probably want to save as much time as you can in this stage, because this stage is actually pretty brutal. There are a lot of precarious spike placements, especially one very precarious jump before we get to another encounter with our flower mid boss, which we probably will see on either one of our runners very shortly. And of course, later on, there is an underwater segment, which this is equally as tight platforming with some very low-hanging jumps. It's going to be very easy that you can bonk your head on your jumps and fall into the spikes below. So HJA again, not very great luck. It was still on the side that you're gonna exit on, but not the best of luck. But now this is what I'm talking about, the underwater sections where, like you can see, if you see water stages in Mega Man games, you're gonna expect a lot of spikes. So you're gonna be very careful with how you jump. One bad jump equals a bump to the head, which more than likely gonna equal a dip into the spikes.
Yeah, there's only 4 frame window within on these ledges, and it seems like he got the first one and the second one. So that should be the most difficult jumps far behind us right now. So Jack should be free.
Slurpee got the perfect energy again in Hanabiran, so that flower has been nice to him the whole race.
Yeah, I had a little bit of an issue with the end of the kill. Wound up having to go very far in order to get that flower kill, so lost a little bit of time due to some unfortunate concrete shot firing, but he's still trucking along. He's still right behind HJA, which is about to go into a 3-part Mega Mech Shark fight. All of them are basically weak to the same weapon, so you're gonna see HJA use a lot of Laser Trident. So Trident is going to be our go-to weapon for this fight. The first part is going to be pretty much simple, just fire the opening when the missile launcher is open. But this is where you're going to get a little tricky. You're going to do a lot of wiggling, and hopefully you do some very smooth shots with the concrete, not the concrete, but Laser Trident, which he did very, very smoothly. And of course, our final phase, where he's gonna open his mouth to fire his laser cannon, which is also his weak point. So we're gonna be careful with our Trident usage. But overall, good fight on HJ's end. He's gonna be going to Wily 3. Slurpee should not be too far behind.
Yeah, the mouth is the only RNG part about the shark, and Jack unfortunately got the slowest patterns there, so he lost some time. And while Slurpee is tickling the belly of the shark, and let's see what kind of a pattern he's going to get for the mouth. Seems like the same, so not going to save any time. Yeah, exactly the same pattern, so no time saved here. Even though he went for the concrete strats on Wally 2, so probably did end up saving time. In fact, I think Slurpee is gaining time all the time, so still within striking distance here, so anyone's race.
Here Jack is in the elevator part of the Wily tree. That this is an auto scroller. You can't really make it faster or slower, so this is also a great place to read some donations.
Thank you so much. We have a $15 donation from Moon64 that reads, "Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the casino, where the house always wins. Love to the runners HJA and Slurpeeninja. Here's hoping for 2 scoops of Galaxy. Thanks for all the runners and staff that have put on such an amazing event in the light of everything going on. Put the donation towards that Half-Life run.
to keep going about Wally 3, I would like to call this stage the resident sleeper stage that shouldn't be completely slept on. As Rufio just mentioned, this stage is pretty much an auto-scroller for part of the stage, but you gotta be very aware of some of the spike placements. As you can see, at least for the second vertical scroller, there are a lot of spikes that are in the way, and you see HJA went for the M-Tank, which actually, if you go to the far left, there is a helicopter guy that will actually safely direct you straight into the path of the M-Tank. But at this point, you're gonna have to watch your step because the last stretch can actually be quite a tricky platforming challenge. You gotta deal with the spikes so you can't jump as high. You're using the laser trident, in which was thankfully filled by using the M-Tank after using it for the Mega Mech Shark, and just carefully just use your shot, use your platforming, and just continue on as smoothly as possible in such a very sketchy area. So HJA was able to do all of that very, very smoothly. But of course, we come to we got our usual devil fight. It's got to be there somewhere.
Yeah, this is the easy devil, as we call it. So Jack is going to throw the black hole bomb into the eye, and we're going to wait a bit until the eye gets out from the jelly, and then we're going to pause Popper while throwing out black bombs. And he actually misses it! Oh no, this is a really good opportunity for Slurpee to get back into this.
Yeah, that's something like 25 seconds time loss, so this is a big chance for Slurpee now.
Yeah, those pause buffers that HJA and Slurpee will soon be doing is just in order to get rid of the black hole bomb quickly, so you can just despawn the black hole bomb and just once you pause and unpause, you can fire it in a quote-unquote rapid fire situation. So we got HJA finally finishing the fight, but he's gonna be down the black hole bomb, which he's gonna be using it for our refights. And of course, Slurpee he made the fight actually easy. So we got ourselves a pretty interesting scenario coming to our last stage.
That was intense. Go ahead.
Yeah, now it's gonna be really tight because this stage is the Wily Casino. It's gonna be a lot of RNG here. The Wily Capsule and the machine. Well, Capsule is mostly like luck, where he's gonna be positioning himself, and you can only hit him in certain positions because the weakness is Black Ball. Surprise, surprise. So now we're gonna see who's got the better luck and execution.
And the execution actually begins with a manipulation. So what we're going to be hoping for, because we're going to be starting with Galaxy first, both HJA and Slurpee are trying to position themselves in such a way that when they go into the teleporter, you see what HJA just got. Because you're going to manipulate 2 spoots for Galaxy Man, and then you're going to continue on with the refights. We're going to see if we got it on Slurpee's end as well.
Unfortunately, Slurpee missed the manipulation, so he lost some time there. But Slurpee is using a different route for the refights. I believe only because of the menu differences, which he feels more comfortable to use than the default route. It doesn't really add up to the speed or anything.
As for the Robot Master refights themselves, it's going to be pretty much the same, except now you have Tornado Blow for Magma Man, which you're going to won't be able to actually use them all and kill them with. Is switch to Magma Bazooka so you can go straight to Hornet. And of course you got the weakness for Concrete now with the Laser Trident. So other than those differences, there's pretty much nothing else to discuss. We probably have time for maybe one donation before we get to the water machine.
Absolutely. We have a $10 donation from 112 that reads, shoutouts to our Mega Man shoutouts to our Mega Man for being one of the best communities around. Shoutouts to both runners as well for running one of my favorite games of all time. Mega Man rules.
And Jack actually used the Hornet back up there because the next fight is going to be Splash Woman. So very rarely used, but since obviously he didn't have the last remaining Black Hole Bomb, which he...
Yeah, that's super sweet.
Yeah, so he just menued to Hornet, and that was the best backup possible.
So once again, we got Laser Trident, the weakness for Concrete Man, so that should be done very quickly. But now, this is where things get wacky. So the first phase of the Wilding Machine, you're going to be using whatever weapon you have to reflect these eggs, dinosaurs, whatever they call, and just reflect them back at the jawline, which is the actual weak point. The laser trident is easier because you can pierce through. But now you're dealing with the second phase where you're going to have to deal damage to the jaw with the concrete shot, but Wily has two specific means of attacking. You want him to stay right here, stay grounded, so he can attack as much as possible. But now, the moment you all been waiting for.
It's so
Talk
close.
about it.
Yeah, it's super close. And now we see who's gonna have the better luck.
Slurpee got a really good pattern on the first
Yeah.
play. Oh
Yeah.
no, the second one as well.
Oh no, he missed one shot.
Going to finish the fight with
Yeah.
one. GG,
Yeah, GG.
Slurpee. That was amazing luck from the casino.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he got the so good positions there. And this is why we call it the casino. Yeah,
Jack is
getting...
not having the greatest luck. So this is why we call him the casino.
Yeah, this is horrible. Like, he's not giving no chances here.
Yeah, this is literally an RNG nightmare.
Wow.
Something you do not want to see this kind of garbage RNG in
Oh my
any
God.
kind of pace.
He
Oh
even
my God.
teases.
Oh my
Wow.
God, this is like...
He is not coming down worth a dime.
Yeah,
Oh.
this is one of the worst I've seen.
The casino knows it's a marathon. It wants its pay.
Yeah.
It wants its pay.
There we go. Good Wily. Time.
GG, Jack.
GG.
Look at that reaction.
Yeah.
Oh my
Tells it
God.
all. Wow. Still, what an incredibly tight race by both of these runners. And Slurpee came fragged on, I think he died twice, right?
Yep, Ditriton Magma has some horrible luck in some cases, but remember, Slurpee is the second best runner in Mega Man 9, so his consistency and his knowledge of extra strats just wound up barely trumping HJA, especially with the casino luck just. Ugh.
Yeah, nice comeback for Slurp after this rough magma stage. He really picked up his game, didn't give up, just pushed through, and he's the winner.
So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much it for Mega Man 9. I want, of course, congratulations to both Slurpee and HJA for showing the best and the worst of what Mega Man 9 has to offer. And of course, you two, got any other shout outs before we shut this thing down?
Well, I want to thank Jack and Slurpee for inviting me to do some commentary. Such an honor, because it's the only Mega Man game in the entire marathon. So I feel honored to be part of this. And of course, shout out for the GDQ and the entire Mega Man community, by the way. They're
Wow, what a fantastic run that was. Thanks again so much to Slurpeeninja and HJA. Oh my goodness. It all comes down to the wire. We had a $50 donation come in from Sage Hero that reads, Wily Casino always wins. Isn't that true? We also had a $1,000 donation from Roleplay that reads, For Everlasting Peace. We had a $50 donation that came from Mad Mega that reads, Good luck to HJA and Slurpeeninja in their race. May your Wily Casinos hit the jackpot. Donation goes to Winner's Choice. And we had a $320 donation from Gryffindor that reads, excited for the Mega Man 9 race. A big thanks to the staff, runners, and volunteers who make the event possible. Donation goes towards host choice. Well, if you'd like to know what the host would like to see, I would like to see that Yakuza Majima Saga bonus portion of the run. So let's see if we can get that incentive met. We are at $9,438.84 out of 20,000. So we are just almost halfway. We are just under halfway there. We can do it. I believe in you guys. Let's make this happen. We also had a $200 donation from Loco Lobo that reads, looking forward to the Mega Man 9 race for this installment of the Blue Bomber, a haiku. 8-bit returning. Lemons are ready to bring everlasting peace. Next up, we have Yakuza Kiwami 2, any percent run by Froob. But before then, check out this quick ad break. And welcome back, everyone, to Summer Games Done Quick 2020. We had a $25 donation from Tilo that read, Slurpee, my bro, sending some Philly love your way from me, Mike, and Mama Lo during this Mega Man 9 race. Good luck to both. And guys, please, no lemons on the slot machine at the casino. And here's a quick word from our sponsors. We have a $32 donation from Sudoping that reads, "You know what's better than one pizza? 32 pizzas." I'm seeing a few 32 pizzas or donations here. We have a $50 donation from Kevlar12 that reads, "Hey GDQ, hope everyone is having a great time and staying safe. Shout outs to everyone helping out and raising money for MSF. We all know 42 is the answer to life, the universe, and everything, but someone should definitely ask Saku why 32 is an important number of pizzas." This goes to OOT file name of 32 pizzas. We have a $50 donation from Kate Draws Comics that reads, "Can't wait to see one of my favorite Yakuza games broken by speedruns. Donating in the hopes of seeing Majima do his thing." And yeah, the 32 pizza thing is because I might have accidentally ordered 32 pizzas yesterday. We had a $200 donation from Keep Swimming that reads, "Donating to the Majima quest line. First time I'm able to donate this much. Love you nerds. Keep killing it." We have a $50 donation from Baka Mitai that reads, "I played 350 hours of Yakuza 0 this summer and still need more Majima." And looks like we are over $10,184 out of 20,000. We are over halfway there. We can do it before the end of this run coming up. I believe in us. We have a $5 donation from Dreamsloth that reads, "Longtime viewer, first time donor. Shout out to all the runners and organizers for making this possible. Thank you for continuing to show the world the good that games can bring." All right, and looks like we're ready for our interview, so we're gonna send it over to Yellowkillerbee, Raikaru, and WoodenBarrel.
Hey everybody, it's Yellowkillerbee, and thank you for watching Summer Games Done Quick 2020. I am joined today by WoodenBarrel and Raikaru because they are going to be doing the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time randomizer co-op run. That is a mouthful. Thank you guys so much for being here with me.
Hello. Thanks for having us. And yeah, it's quite a mouthful to say all at once. Yeah, for sure.
If there was only an acronym or something that we could shorten this.
I know.
Oh well.
Can't think of it.
Nope. So for people who don't know, who maybe haven't been part of the Ocarina of Time community or as involved with speedrunning, how does a randomizer work? And more specifically, you guys are doing a co-op run. How does that kind of throw a wrench into things?
Well, a randomizer, as probably anyone who's really been watching for a little while, you've seen Link to the Past randomizers and how items are thrown all over the world. Where Fire Rod usually is, it could be Bloopies or an arrow. And it's pretty much kind of going to be the same thing here, like where normally you'd get Kokiri Sword from Kokiri Sword chest. We could get an ice trap. We could get a hook shot. We could get bombs. We could get whatever.
Right. So how does that work with co-op when you guys are both playing like towards the same goal? You each have your own game that you're playing, right?
So we're actually playing the same seed, so that way we all get the same items at the same time. So I'll find something in a chest, and then I can relay that to Barrel via voice, so that way he can decide whether or not he wants to grab that or not. And we make route decisions based off of that, and try and clear it as fast as possible with our partner's help.
So communication, obviously, really, really important.
Some would say yes.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that's something that you guys get right all the time, like you're always on the same page.
Oh, 100%. Totally.
Yeah.
Never have we ever, neither one of us forget where a small key in Shadow Temple was or something. Totally not.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't even know what I'm talking about.
That's far out of left field here.
You guys are just one mind, I can tell right now. But
He knew.
how important is the routing? Like, obviously you're going into it not exactly knowing what to expect, so you have to kind of arrange things on the fly. Like, you guys have been doing this together though for a while, so you kind of, I'm sure, have a good kind of setup that you know, okay, if this comes up, then this. Tell us a little bit more about how that works.
Yeah, so usually it all depends on kind of what we find in the early opening, like maybe 30-ish minutes. Most of the times, like let's say for Rai, in the route he goes, if he finds hookshot or bomb bag or something, instead of immediately coming back and just following me on getting some of the songs that I'll be picking up as we go through, he'll go off and do somewhere like the Dongos, or he'll go up Zora's River, or he'll go into Goron City and do bomb checks there and whatnot. And it just kind of leads in off of itself until he kind of hit maybe either a dry wall, or he just keeps finding stuff. And it's just like, oh, all right, I'm screw everything I'm doing right now. I'm going to come follow you.
Yeah, play a little game of follow the leader there.
Yep.
Or on the flip
Following
side,
the leader.
if Barrel finds something really important child, since he's the child route, I may decide no matter what I get, I need to go there and get it. Say if it's a hook shot, really important for adult to have that. And really another factor of routing, especially with each other, is our goal is to finish as close together as we can.
Yes.
The further apart we are, the worse we've done.
Because it's the average of the two times, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
So flexibility, obviously key, and being able to like see what the other person's doing and kind of learn off of them, also a very important part of this run. Now, you guys did have a bonus incentive that was met. It's just called Ice Trap Mayhem, which is like very intriguing. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah.
It's one of the best settings out there.
It really is. It's one of the more fun things to do.
Especially with another setting that we have on, items out in the world that we see, we may see a strength upgrade or a hook shot. We'll pick them up. They may ice trap us. We'll get frozen. We'll take damage.
We totally haven't made routes around picking up those items thinking they were real before.
Yeah, and we totally haven't told the other that it's actually real. And then it's not, especially in a shop. Because if it's in a shop, especially if it's in a shop, it'll have a spelling error. Two letters, two vowels will be like misspelled. So you can tell it's an ice trap.
Sure.
I might have tried to trick Barrel with that a few times.
Yeah, he knows I don't read half the time.
Yeah.
Who has time to read in a speed run? I mean, come on.
Exactly. That's his job.
Right. You just tell me what to do.
What's my job? I wasn't given a job
know.
description here.
Reading, obviously. Yeah, that's your portion of it. So we are kind of running out of time, but I do have a final question. If people do want to get into Ocarina of Time Randomizer, what's a good way for them to do that?
First and foremost, the website ootrandomizer.com. That's where you generate seeds, you get links to the Discord, to the wiki and whatnot, where there's a bunch of resources and people to help you learn if you need to, as well as races are organized there.
I know you had mentioned, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, there's currently, on the vein of races, we've started doing ladder races, and those are really fun.
And you had said those were a great way to kind of dip your toe in the randomizer
they're a pretty good way
community.
to kind of dip your toe into it and get kind of familiar with how things work.
And to be clear, ladder races being blind 1v1 races, you don't know your opponent until you finish, so or forfeit.
Cool.
That's happened.
Yeah. So you don't know who you might end up being against, which is kind of exciting. Well, I know I'm really looking forward to this run. It sounds like it's going to be a challenge. You two seem like you work well together when you're not working against each other, so that should be fun. So, well, thank you guys so much for sitting down with me and having this chat. I'm really looking forward to the run, and good luck to you guys.
Yep. Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks for
Same.
having us.
Thank you.